used to know me. Now you just know my name. I've been sitting in the dark with the TV glow. Phone light flashing, but I let it go. You still text like we still close, but that version of me don't live here no more. Funny how pain made the room get quiet. Funny how love turned cold from silence. I kept watering something dying till I looked up and stopped recognizing myself. Mirror looked different at 2 a.m. Mascara stains on a silk bedspread. Heart broke slow, not all at once. That's the part they never tell us. I was too soft for somebody avoiding truth. Now I wear peace like expensive perfume. And honestly, you wouldn't know what to do with this new me. I stopped begging for clarity. Stop shrinking for chemistry. You love access more than you love me, and that hurt to learn. You don't get me anymore. That girl cried enough on your floor. Now my heart don't open that door. I outgrew what we were before. You don't get me anymore. I found peace I can't ignore. Now I dance alone in my room, healing under neon moon. You don't get me. I was posting quotes trying not to break. Lip gloss popping while my heart still ached. Told my friends I'm good with a shaky face. Whole time crying in an Uber late. City lights blur through the raindrops. Memories hit when the bass knocked. You moved on fast, I moved inward. Now my soul getting bigger. I learned closure don't always come with a conversation. Sometimes silence be the confirmation. And I hate that I loved you past expiration. But look at me now, turning heartbreak into elevation. Still soft, still pretty, still healing, still city. Girl enough to disappear for a season and come back glowing different. I stopped begging for clarity. Stop straining for chemistry. You love comfort more than accountability, and that hurt to learn. You don't get me anymore. That girl cried enough on your floor. Now my heart don't open that door. I outgrew what we were before. You don't get me anymore. I found peace I can't ignore. Now I dance alone in my room, healing under neon moon. I released the version of me that thought love had to hurt to be real. I forgive myself for staying too long, for explaining myself too much, for confusing potential with partnership. I don't hate you, but you don't get access to me anymore. You don't get me anymore. Now my spirit worth more. All the nights I hit the floor, built the woman I am for sure. You don't get me anymore. Pain don't fit me like before. Now the tears turn into gold, and my softness still survived it all. Still survived it all. Late night headphones on, heart healing slow, but healing anyway. Yeah. You ever hold it together all day, then breaking the Uber home? Yeah. Yeah. Street lights blur through the passenger side. Makeup still pretty, but my eyes tired. Driver got old school R&B low, and suddenly everything hitting too close. I said I'm fine at dinner tonight. Laughed on cue and poured more wine. Whole time my chest felt heavy, like your name still sitting inside me. And I hate that healing ain't instant. Hate how memories move persistent. One song, one scent, one random street, and Suddenly I'm back in last September. You used to kiss me in the kitchen slow. Now I replay silence through headphones. Crazy how somebody can become a ghost while still feeling this close. So I look out the window, trying to keep my composure, but heartbreak always hit harder when the night get colder. I cried in the Uber home tonight. City lights mixed with the tears in my eyes. Thought I was finally doing alright till your memory pulled up at the red light. I cried in the Uber home again. Told myself I wouldn't fold again, but healing got waves and I'm learning this. Some nights still hurt a little bit, still hurt a little bit. Phone on do not disturb now. I don't even stalk your page out loud, but sometimes curiosity creeping, wondering if you miss me this weekend. Then I catch myself, take a deep breath. Remember all the nights I felt neglected. Remember how I begged for basic effort, like my love ain't deserve protection. I romanticize your potential, ignore the pain cause the vibe felt special. But confusion ain't intimacy, and inconsistency ain't meant for me. Now I journal more, sleep better, skin glow different under pressure, and every tear I cried alone built a woman getting stronger. So I let the rain hit softly, let the city move around me. Maybe heartbreak ain't destroy me, maybe it just rerouted me. I cried in the Uber home tonight, mascara mixing with the neon lights. Thought I was finally feeling alright till your memory pulled up one more time. I cried in the Uber home again, but I know this ain't the way it is, cause healing got waves and I'm learning it, and I'm still worthy in the middle of it. I don't shame myself for grieving slowly. Love mattered to me, that's why it hurt. But I released the need to carry sadness forever, just because the relationship ended. I can miss you and still move forward. Pain ain't permanent, and every version of me that survived deserves softness on the other side. Softness on the other side. Softness on the other side. Rain on the window, headphones still, heart still healing, but not broken anymore. Yeah, I keep replaying everything, trying to figure out where it changed. But honestly, my heart didn't deserve this. I loved you careful, like something sacred. Held space for your silence. Even when it started hurting, you got distant, I got anxious. You stopped trying, I got patient. Funny how that works, I kept telling myself, if I love harder, maybe things gon' heal. Whole time I was bleeding emotionally, trying to keep us looking real. And nobody talks about that part, the exhaustion of always understanding, the loneliness of begging softly for consistency and affection. You made confusion feel normal, and I hated how long I adapted. Now I sit awake at night, wondering why I blame myself for somebody else's inability to love me correctly. My heart didn't deserve this, didn't deserve half love and distance. I gave loyalty, patience, forgiveness. You gave excuses and inconsistency. My heart didn't deserve this, all these tears and constantly surviving. Yeah, you know what hurt the most? Not even losing you. It was losing myself, trying to keep you comfortable. I got quieter, smaller, less expressive. Started overthinking everything I said. Meanwhile, you move careless, like my emotions came disposable. And maybe you ain't evil, maybe you just emotionally unavailable. Maybe I kept romanticizing your potential while abandoning my intuition, yeah. I saw the red flags early, but love made me colorblind. And now I'm rebuilding confidence one late night at a time. But hear me clearly, I don't regret loving deeply. I regret forgetting I deserve the same. Now my tears hit different, less desperation, more release, more understanding. My heart didn't deserve this, didn't deserve unanswered feelings. I was over here fighting for us while you slowly stopped believing. My heart didn't deserve this, but somehow I survived it. And every crack inside my spirit let more wisdom in. I forgive myself for staying too long, for confusing potential with partnership, for making excuses when my spirit already knew. And from this moment forward, I will never abandon myself to keep someone else comfortable. My heart didn't deserve this, but it still beats beautifully, still soft under the damage, still open carefully. My heart didn't deserve this. Now I finally see the right love won't make me question my worth constantly. My worth constantly. Some nights still hurt, but not in the same way anymore. Now it's less heartbreak, more healing. You used to have instant access to me. Now, you wait like everybody else. Phone light glowing in the dark room. Your name pop up, I don't move. Crazy how a few months ago that would've ruined my whole mood. Now I just stare at it calmly, lip gloss, fresh skin glow softly, music loud while I clean my room. And honestly, that piece looked good on me. You used to disappear for days, then come back sweet like nothing changed. Whole time I was emotionally spiraling, trying to understand inconsistent behavior. Not anymore though, now I let silence stay silent. Stop forcing conversations, stopped over-explaining my feelings to people committed to misunderstanding me. And maybe that sound cold, but honestly, I just got tired of abandoning myself emotionally. I finally left you on red. No more crying in my bed, no more staring at my phone, waiting for mixed signals again. I finally left you on red. Now my heart moved different instead. And honestly, peace sound better than the words you never said. Ooh, words you never said. I used to think closure meant responses. Now I know healing happens in silence too. That changed everything. Now I romanticize my own attention instead of begging for yours constantly. I buy flowers, take longer showers, journal my feelings instead of texting paragraphs. Growth look good on me, honestly. And every unread message now feel like proof I finally chose myself. Before I kept reopening wounds just because loneliness got loud at night. But now I sit with myself peacefully, and that's real healing. 'Cause sometimes moving on starts with not responding anymore. I finally left you on red. Now my spirit feel lighter instead. No more replaying old memories or waiting for emotional breadcrumbs again. I finally left you on red, and somehow that healed part of me. Now I protect my softness carefully instead of giving it away freely. I no longer confuse access with love, and I release the need to explain my worth repeatedly. The right connection won't require emotional exhaustion. I finally left you on red. Now I sleep peacefully instead. No more panic when my phone vibrates. No more overthinking what you meant. I finally left you on red, and honestly I'm proud of it. Because every time I chose my peace, I found myself a little more again. A little more again. Late night, phone face down. Heart protected now. I kept choosing you, even when I was losing myself. And that's the part that hurts the most. I start recognizing my reflection. Always anxious, always second guessing. Trying to be easier to love, trying to avoid another disconnection. You got distant, I got quieter. You stopped trying, I loved harder. Funny how I carried us both while slowly drowning emotionally. I made excuses for bare minimum, called inconsistency complicated. Held on to potential so tightly. I ignored how neglected I felt daily. And honestly, that girl deserved more tenderness too. I kept pouring from an empty soul just to keep you comfortable. Whole time my spirit been asking me, when you gon' choose yourself? I loved you more than me. That's why it hurt this deep. I kept sacrificing pieces of myself just to keep us from falling apart completely. I loved you more than me, and now I finally see love should never cost you peace or make you abandon your needs. Ooh, abandon your needs. Yeah. You know what's scary? How easy it became to minimize my pain. I got so used to surviving emotionally, I forgot relationships supposed to feel safe. Started overthinking every text, every mood shift, every delay response. Meanwhile you move freely, while I carried the emotional weight for both of us. And maybe you cared in your own way, but inconsistency still wounds people. That lesson changed me forever. Now I pay attention to effort, to reciprocity, to emotional availability. Because love without safety will eventually exhaust even the softest heart. And I forgive myself slowly for every time I settle, just because I feared losing you. I loved you more than me, stayed too long repeatedly. Tried to heal what wasn't mine till I emotionally depleted me. I loved you more than me, but that version of me gone now. I'm rebuilding softer boundaries and finally putting myself first now. I will never again confuse self-sacrifice with love. I deserve relationships where effort feels mutual, where my nervous system can rest, where I don't have to earn consistency by overextending myself emotionally. And from now on, I choose me too. almost did. Yeah, I forgot what peace felt like, till one day it came back quietly. I woke up this morning different. No heaviness sitting in my chest. No urge to check my phone. No overthinking every little thing you said. And maybe that sounds small to somebody else, but to me, that's healing. Cause I spent months emotionally exhausted, carrying sadness like it was attached to me. Now the air feels lighter, music sounds better, even my room feels softer somehow. I think my spirit finally unclenched. And I still remember everything, but the pain don't control me now, that's the difference. I finally feel free again, like my soul can finally breathe again. No more crying myself to sleep over somebody inconsistent. I finally feel free again, like the light came back within. Now I'm with peace instead of fear, and honestly, I look good here. I look good here. Yeah. I used to confuse anxiety with passion. Thought emotional chaos meant love was real. Whole time my nervous system was screaming, and I kept calling it chemistry. That lesson changed me deeply. Now I romanticize calm and soft, mornings, quiet affection, consistency. The little things feel luxurious now, and honestly, I'm proud of myself. Proud I survived nights I thought would break me emotionally. Proud I stopped begging for reassurance from people committed to misunderstanding me. Proud I stay soft without losing myself completely. And maybe healing ain't linear, but at least now my heart feels safer in my own hands. Oh, I finally feel free again, like the sadness finally loosened. No more replaying old conversations, trying to fix what already ended. I finally feel free again, like peace moved into my spirit. Now I choose myself naturally, without guilt attached to it. I release emotional attachment to people who only love me conditionally. I deserve softness without confusion, consistency without begging, and love that feels emotionally safe. I finally feel free again, like my heart beats slower now. No more panic in my bloodstream, no more waiting by the phone now. I finally feel free again, and maybe that's the real glow up. Learning peace can feel exciting after surviving emotional chaos. Emotional chaos. Windows down, sunrise coming in, and for the first time in a long time, I'm excited for my life again. I kept waiting for closure whole time. Your silence already said everything. I reread conversations for weeks, trying to decode what changed secretly. Meanwhile, you got quieter and quieter, till silence became your favorite language. And honestly, that hurt more than honesty would've. You watched me over-explain my feelings while giving me nothing to hold on to emotionally. No reassurance, no effort, no accountability, just distance. And somehow I kept convincing myself if I stayed patient enough, you'd suddenly become emotionally available. But no response was the response. And once I accepted that, everything inside me got calmer. No response was the response. The silence told me everything. You stopped choosing us quietly, long before you ever left officially. No response was the response. Now I finally understand. Closure don't always come with words. Sometimes people disappear instead. Disappear instead. I used to take silence personally. Now I see avoidance for what it is. Some people don't communicate because clarity will require accountability. And you wanted access without responsibility. That realization freed me deeply. Now I stop chasing explanations from emotionally unavailable people. I stop begging for consistency from people committed to confusion. And honestly, life's softer this way. No more waiting for texts, no more checking timestamps, no more building fantasies around bare minimum effort. Just peace. And maybe your silence broke me at first, but eventually it taught me how to stop abandoning myself. No response was the response. That distance answered everything. I kept asking for emotional safety from somebody scared of intimacy. No response was the response. And now I finally see the right love won't leave me guessing or questioning my worth repeatedly. I no longer chase closure from people who avoid communication. I trust patterns now, not temporary affection. And I release the need to force understanding where consistency never existed. No response was the response. And honestly, the truth set me free. Now my peace matter more than forcing unfinished stories. No response was the response. Now I leave confusion behind me. And every time I choose myself, my spirit getting lighter quietly. Lighter quietly. Some answers never come in words. Sometimes silence is the final message. Yeah. Healing really be strange. One day you're crying on the bathroom floor. Next thing you know, you're becoming somebody stronger quietly. I started noticing little things, like laughing genuinely again, cleaning my room with music loud, opening curtains in the morning. That may sound small, but the pressure make little things feel impossible. And heartbreak had me emotionally disappearing for a while. But look at me now, slowly rebuilding routines, drinking water, sleeping better, actually answering texts again. I know it ain't dramatic, but healing rarely is. Sometimes it's just surviving long enough to feel sunlight again. And honestly, I'm proud of every version of me that kept going quietly. I'm rebuilding her in real time, piece by piece, night by night, learning how to hold myself without falling apart inside. I'm rebuilding her in real time, and she looked beautiful surviving. Every scar became proof that softness can stay alive through anything. Through anything. I used used to think healing meant never hurting again. Now I know healing just means the pain don't own you anymore, and that changed everything. Now I romanticize peace, long walks, fresh sheets, late night journaling sessions. I started becoming the person I needed during my hardest moments. That realization made me emotional, because nobody saw the nights I had to talk myself out of breaking completely. Nobody saw me rebuilding confidence after emotional neglect destroyed it slowly. But I saw it, and now I finally give myself credit. Cause healing ain't linear, but every day I stay soft with myself. I went a little more. I'm rebuilding her in real time. Now my heart beat more calmly at night. No more forcing broken connections or begging people to love me right. I'm rebuilding her in real time, and peace fit me beautifully now. I survived every version of heartbreak that tried to dim my light down. I honor the version of me that survived what nobody understood. And I release shame for healing slowly, because becoming whole again takes tenderness, not pressure. I'm rebuilding her in real time, and honestly I love who I'm becoming. More boundaries, more softness, more peace inside my spirit. I'm rebuilding her in real time. Now the mirror feel kinder somehow, and every day I choose myself. I come back home a little more. A little more. Late nights, soft music, healing happening quietly. And this time, I'm not abandoning myself in the process. Yeah. You really fumble somebody genuine. And honestly, I don't even think you realize it yet. I used to sit awake, overthinking everything, wondering how somebody could lose interest in me. Meanwhile, I was loving with pure intentions, showing up emotionally consistently. That's rare now, and I didn't understand my value back then, so I kept shrinking myself to keep love comfortable. But heartbreak got a way of waking you up. Now I see myself clearer, move slower emotionally, protect my peace naturally, and stop forcing connections that drain me. That growth changed my whole energy. Because when think about healing, eventually you stop asking why wasn't I enough, and start realizing you were too real for temporary people. You fumbled someone real, somebody who loved you genuinely, somebody who stayed patient through confusion and still handled you carefully. Someone real, now I finally understand it too. And honestly, that loss heavier for you than me. Heavier for you than me. See, I'm not angry anymore, that's the scary part. I just see everything clearly now. You had somebody loyal, emotionally available, supportive, genuine, treated it casually. That lesson matured me deeply. Now I don't chase mixed signals, I don't force consistency, and I definitely don't beg to be emotionally prioritized. Now I romanticize peace instead. Soft morning, solo dates, fresh flowers in my kitchen, music playing while I clean the house slowly. And honestly, my life feel lighter without emotional confusion attached to it. And every version of me that survived this heartbreak deserve the kind of love that feels emotionally safe. You fumble someone real, somebody who would've loved you deeply, but now my softness got boundaries and my energy moved differently. You fumble someone real, now I finally see my worth clear. longer seek validation from people who mishandled my heart. I know my value now, and the right love will recognize my softness as a gift, not something to take for granted. You fumbled so real, and now my spirit glows differently. No more crying over people who only love me inconsistently. But losing myself hurt worse, honestly. And now that I found me again, that's the real victory. The real victory. Late nights turned into healing, healing turned into self-worth. And now I walk into rooms differently. Yeah. It's quiet now, not only quiet, peaceful quiet. I used to fear silence, needed noise around me constantly, needed distractions, needed answers, needed somebody to choose me. Now I sit alone peacefully, candles lit, music low, windows cracked while the night breeze ended slowly. And honestly, I never thought healing would look like this. No dramatic moment, no perfect closure, just one random night. Realizing my chest don't hurt the same anymore. That realization made me emotional, because after everything I survived, I finally created safety inside myself. Peace lives here now, inside my heart somehow. No more chaos in my spirit, no more begging love to work out. Peace lives here now, and I protect it carefully. After all the nights heartbreak tried to take the softness out of me. Out of me. Yeah. I used to think love meant emotional intensity. Now I know real love probably feel calmer than I imagined, and that changed my whole perspective. Now I romanticize slow mornings, fresh flowers, clean sheets, soft conversations, consistency. The little things feel holy now. I stopped chasing people emotionally unavailable, stop forcing closure, stopped abandoning myself just to keep connection alive. And honestly, that's where my freedom started. Not when they apologized, not when they came back, but when I finally chose peace over attachment. And every version of me that cried through the healing process led me here. Peace lives here now. Now my soul breathes differently somehow. No more panic when my phone stays silent, no more anxiety pulling me down. Peace lives here, and healing look beautiful on me. I survived every season that tried to convince me I was hard to love completely. I release emotional chaos. I no longer associate love with inconsistency, confusion, or emotional survival. My heart deserves gentleness now, and from this moment forward, I protect my peace like it saved my life, because honestly, it did. Peace lives here now. Now the light feel warmer somehow. I laugh louder, sleep deeper, and finally feel safe inside myself now. Peace lives here now, and I'm proud of the woman I became, cause after all that heartbreak, I still chose softness over pain. Softness over pain. Late nights turned into healing, healing turned into wisdom, wisdom turned into peace. now. I finally feel at home inside myself again.
Thank y'all so much for listening. Subscribe to iSparkle Vibes for more late night playlists. Love y'all. Bye.